Woohoo.
Woo!
Okay, whoa.
Test, yeah. Yes, I see a video.
Okay, bye. Great. Okay.
Right. Let's woo.
What if this is already recording? She can hear us.
I know, right?
She's like, let's see what kind of people they are. We look like a wholesome American couple, right?
Hi, I'm Steven.
Cherish.
And we're the fans. We do look like a wholesome all-American couple, don't we? Like, would you be embarrassed if we started making out right now and then the doctor comes into the room and we didn't realize that we were making out?
No, because she'll be like, oh, so they got started on the process. Very good.
Oh my god, it's 2:44.
Oh, you scared me. I thought she was calling.
Oh no.
Mom's gonna call right in the middle, be like, how'd it go? Like, oh, I'm in the middle, man.
Listen,
I don't know
you know
yet.
you want grandbabies, but it's gonna take time. It's 2:45.
Can you not do that?
I didn't. I'm sorry. Coffee.
Dang, you're supposed to do blood administration. Oh yeah, so apparently now, because usually if there's a blood transfusion, we have to send them down to ECU. But now they're making us do blood transfusions on the floor.
Did that thing just change? Is it your call will start soon?
Available.
Oh my god, the thing just changed. You are not going to the bathroom right now. You better hold it.
No, I'm just nervous.
Do not leave me alone with the doctor and having to ask all the questions. Hey doc. Well, I guess. Oh my god, it's starting. All right, so we just got out of our first appointment with the IVF doctor. A lot of information that we had to process.
There's, too much. I thought it lasted a lot longer than it actually did,
Right.
to be honest.
Gotta be honest, I'm really
so
excited. I'm really excited.
We've been talking about this for a while, and now that we had our first appointment, it feels like something's happening.
It feels real now, doesn't it?
Feels like something's happening, and we're going and we're moving, and we can get this party started. The IVF doctor we met with, super nice, super knowledgeable.
She was amazing, wasn't she?
She was really sweet, and she kind of went over all of our options. And so pretty much we talked in depth about IVF and what we needed to do and how to get it started. So the success rate of IVF, this is the reason why we chose to do IVF, is because the success rate is so high, depending on your age as well. My current age, I'm 32 right now, the success rate is 50 to 60%, which is...
I mean, with the price that we're paying for IVF?
I'll take it.
I'll take the 50, 60%.
So the first thing that she talked about was taking prenatal vitamins.
Yeah, I was surprised that she wanted you to take prenatal vitamins. I thought you'd have to be pregnant for that.
No.
What was the most important ingredient in the prenatal vitamins?
Folic acid. Just for the development of the baby, it can also reduce the percentage of autism spectrum.
Well, birth defects,
birth defects, all of those other defects that the babies could have. Folic acid can help also reduce the risk of miscarriages as well.
Oh, okay.
So very important.
So yeah, if you're thinking about starting a family, take prenatals. One thing that we knew we were going to talk about was the weight requirements. I was always curious, why are you making these women having to lose weight? I mean, I didn't want to assume it was like a fat shaming thing, but I was always curious, why are because I've had coworkers do this too, and it's why are they making you lose weight? It just seems what's, you know what I mean?
Especially
fat shaming them, or what's going on?
Yeah, and especially because there's so many women who are plus size or they're bigger, but they're still able to have babies. So it's what extra measure is needed?
And there's reasoning behind this madness that I'm so glad we got clarity for.
At my heaviest, if you saw that video, at my heaviest I was 247 pounds. So I would have to be under 200 pounds or under a BMI of 38.
Which again, she told us about the weight. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Fat shaming. We just want to have kids.
So there is reasoning behind everything that they're doing, because if they give you too much medication, you might not wake up.
Yeah, and I kind of want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yeah, I kind of want to be alive.
That's true.
For the baby.
So yes, they make you lose the weight, so you actually wake up after anesthesia.
Very important.
And again, I kind of want to spend the rest of my life with you. and we don't
That's
have
great, yeah.
and we don't have life insurance. So if you died, you know, just I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Go to your corner.
No.
Go to your corner.
If you watched us before, I mean, we've been doing, you know, videos on her weight loss journey. I want to say after this moment, it has really like kicked our weight loss journey into gear. I mean, after your Chloe Ting video, I mean, we did kind of lost our way.
Yeah,
a
after
little
Chloe
bit.
Ting, because it's kind of like with the Chloe Ting video, you can't just do 2 weeks and then stop
Right.
because
That's what you kind of did, and what's what you kind of did.
yeah, you can't just stop it because if you stop it, you're going to go back into that rut of that sedentary lifestyle. You're going to be eating the way that you're eating. Like nothing is going to change, and that's kind of what happened. Like afterwards, you're like, now what?
Right. So yeah, now that they told us, hey, you got to lose the weight so you
And
can
it
wake
kind
up.
of and so it kicked my butt into gear.
Kicked us into gear, yeah. Be on the
Yeah.
lookout for more of our weight loss journey videos. So she has been diagnosed with PCOS. So she did refer us to the weight loss specialist afterwards to kind of help with like the weight loss.
Just to kind of help speed it up a little bit.
It is more difficult for you to lose weight because of the PCOS.
She gave us like a number. She gave us the doctor's name. I called the doctor, and apparently there is a long waiting list for her.
3 months.
3 months. Yeah, so she said 3 months. I do not want to have to wait 3 months to start losing like the weight. So might as well start now.
So yes,
to help.
I can't wait for y'all to see her progress because she's actually made all the progress on her own without having to see this weight loss specialist. So
Exactly.
again, be on the
So-
lookout for those videos.
Be on the lookout, and it's great because we don't have to pay a copay, or we don't have to pay
Thousands and
those
thousands of dollars.
for medication and all whatnot. Sometimes it just you need the right motivation,
And this was our kick in the butt.
and this was.
So now let's talk about the process that we're gonna have to go through for IVF.
So what she wanted me to do is get some blood testing done. So we are deciding to use a sperm donor.
Cherish is gonna have to take the CMV test. So apparently this is one of those few tests you actually want to be positive because if Cherish is positive, okay, then the sperm donor can be either positive or negative.
Because you're already positive, so it doesn't
Right.
matter if the baby is positive or not.
So if she is negative, the sperm donor has to be negative as well. So this is why you want it to be positive because that way any sperm donor will do. If she's negative, I'm pretty sure half of like all potential sperm donors gone.
I already did that blood test. We should know in a couple of days
Yeah, we'll know in a couple days.
what our chances are for
Yeah.
for sperm donors. We've already been looking at some sperm donors, and you know they do have a CMV, like if it's negative or positive or whatever.
Yeah.
So we actually chose one that is a really good candidate, but I think they're CMV positive. So I'm hoping.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't read. The only thing.
I think
So when we
so.
were looking for sperm donors, I was like, all right, he has to be 6'3" and a football player. That's all I care about. He will be the next quarterback at Texas A&M.
As long as they don't have my height. I'm 5'1". I can't.
If we pay for a sperm donor that's 6'3", I ordered a 6'3" baby, and he gets your height.
Okay, my
Name a
genes-
quarterback that's 5 feet. You can't.
What? How tall are punters?
He will not be a punter.
They're part of the team.
No.
They're shorter and they're part of the team. Aren't they
Just
the
because they
smallest?
play on
Aren't
the
they
football
the smallest?
team doesn't mean they're football
Okay,
players.
my genes are pretty strong. My genes
We
are
order,
pretty
I
strong.
swear, we order a 6'3" baby and he's 5 feet like you. I will. So the second test after the CMV test is she would have to do a genetic screening test.
Yeah. So this genetic screening is actually optional. They prefer that you do it just because, like, especially if you're doing like with the sperm donor, if I'm positive for whatever, there's like
Muscular dystrophy.
there's so
Yeah.
many things on the list.
Fibrosis was one of the examples that she threw
Yeah,
out.
different diseases and stuff. If I'm like
A carrier.
a
yeah.
carrier, and if the sperm donor is a carrier, then there's like a high chance of that baby getting it. So it's good to know it is optional and it does cost
A pretty penny.
a pretty penny. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'd rather be safe than sorry and make sure that everything is okay with the baby. Now, step 1. So the first official appointment that we have is going to be a sonogram.
But they won't do that until you reach the goal weight.
Yeah. So that's why right now, like, I'm glad we did that consultation. We have a goal to meet in order to, before we go into that very first appointment. The first appointment is going to be a sonogram. where they're going to look at my uterus, my fallopian tubes, all of the bells and whistles.
Want to make sure everything's working down there?
Yeah, want to make sure, because like we had already checked you, but they want to look inside me and check me, make sure that I have enough eggs to work with, that my uterus is not like, doesn't have a lot of scarring, or like, you know.
So that's what they do in the sonograms? Like, so I guess I didn't pay attention on that part of the appointment, but.
Apparently. Yeah.
So I guess they're just checking all your stuff.
Mm-hmm. Scarring, seeing how many, like if I have like a lot of cysts, all of that. Step 2 would be, I believe, the egg retrieval. So after the sonogram, they're going to give me some medication, like some injections. I believe the injections I would have to take for like a month or so, so that I'll be able to grow a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
Because you want to grow as many eggs as possible for collection. After I guess I do the injections, they're going to check to see how many eggs I have. I believe she said that there's going to be a lot of eggs, like maybe
on average
15,
like 10 to 15 eggs,
yeah,
right?
maybe about 10 to 15 eggs. And then after that, that's when they put me under to collect the egg.
You've never been under anesthesia, right?
I've never been under anesthesia.
Worst feeling ever is waking up after a surgery.
I've never had like IV medication either. Like nothing in these veins. Like
really?
I've had like blood draws.
Oh.
But I haven't had like IV fluids or IV antibiotics.
Oh, you're in for a ride. Oh man,
I've never had
hate
surgery.
Anesthesia.
I've never been under anesthesia. I don't know how I'm going to react to it. I don't know how I'm going to act.
Just know it sucks when you wake up. Okay, this is the worst feeling, is waking up after like surgery.
I'm very scared. What if I don't go to sleep, or what if I wake up in the middle of it? Like,
that's rare, but
I know, but I was reading like some like stories.
Stop reading.
It could
articles.
happen. It could happen.
This is why they try to get you under 200.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What if they like miscalculate like my BMI and then they give me like 2 less?
They went to
or
the
2 much?
anesthesiologist went to med school. We'll be fine.
Okay. That's when they put me under. They collect the eggs, however many, like 10 to 15. They grow as many as possible because not all of the eggs are going to be viable. So afterwards, that's when they bring that donor sperm in. We have to, get it from somewhere. The ones that we were looking at were in California. They have to be shipped in, and then they mash it all together.
Is that step 3? Is mashing it together?
Yeah, they just mesh it.
This is why we're YouTubers and not doctors.
In, I believe, like Petri dishes or something.
Test tube. I don't know.
They're going to put it all together, and out of those 10 to 15 eggs, maybe we'll see 5 embryos if we're lucky.
I hope. Yeah, the more embryos, the better.
Step 4. So afterwards, she gives me medication that I would have to take, and the medication is to prepare
more medication.
Yeah, more medication. That's why this is so expensive. More medication in order for my uterus to get ready for them to implant the embryos. Because you want a thick uterus, you want like really nice, nutritious. I don't know. Can a uterus be nutritious? For the embryo. So
I don't got one. How do I know?
So that the embryo can implant hard and grow. I don't know.
This is why we're YouTubers. We're just going off of what the doctor told us.
I'm going to be so scared afterwards, like doing anything. I'm going to have like my legs like crossed for like.
Are you afraid it's going to fall out?
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't work that way.
I'm like so scared to do anything. Like,
oh my God. You think it's just
like you have to carry me everywhere?
You think it's just going to pop right out?
Maybe.
Do you not know how babies work? I don't know how babies work.
Do you know how babies work?
Well, I've never seen baby just pop out. Like just slip right out.
I don't know. Weirder things have happened.
Sure. Again, don't listen to us. We just relaying the information that the doctor gave us, and we're just trying to share with you if you're on your IVF journey as well.
Exactly. Hopefully the 50 to 60% includes us, and hopefully maybe twins, because twins, one and done. Donate the other embryo somewhere, whoever needs it.
If we get triplets, I am going to die. Yeah.
Pretty much that is what we talked about at the doctor's office at our consultation. We are so excited to get started.
I'm excited.
This is going to be a long, arduous journey.
An expensive journey?
An expensive journey. But it's going to be worth it.
I mean, it's going to be worth it, knowing that we can't have babies naturally. Yeah, as I said, even though we're using a sperm donor, this is going to be my baby as well.
So
And he will be the next quarterback at Texas A&M.
Okay. You know, even if he's 5'11", I think that's a good height. That's a good height. Besides,
For you, because you're 5 feet, everybody's taller than you.
yeah, we just wanted to update you guys on where we're at this fertility journey. I know last time we talked about his azoospermia, and it was
Rather
very emotional.
Very, but I think I've had time to process all of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we
There's no
have
point.
this option.
Yeah, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's, I got options. Well, at least in modern day times, we got options now.
Yeah, I'm glad with like modern technology and modern.
It's not like the old days where like we have to knock on the neighbor's door and be like, "Hey, ye shall impregnate thy wife."
I don't think that's what they did back then.
Isn't that how they did it? Like you just because I remember. Okay, real quick, I was in class and like they talked about like this law case where like in Germany, the guy had azoospermia too, so he knocked on the neighbor's door. Was like, "Hey, ye shall knock thy wife up." But
is that how they talked?
I don't know. I'm not German. and then they sued the neighbor because the neighbor had azoospermia as well. Like, what are the odds?
Wow. I guess it's more common than we think.
Well, it is 1%, and 1% of the population is like what, 700 million? I don't know. All right, there's 7 billion people in the world. Half of those are men, so let's say 3.5 billion. So 1% of 3.5 billion is
350.
35 million.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not good at math. So
Stick around for our IVF journey,
Yeah.
More of her weight loss journey. So for her to get under 200 pounds, our debt-free journey in order to allow us to pay for all this, and just other journeys that we're going to go through in life.
yeah.
All right, so I hope you all have a fantastic day.